How's it guys? It's a man from South Africa standing by. So the Stoner 63 LMG. I'm going to be the first one to admit, I have never been a big LMG fan when it comes to weapons in Warzone. But the whole fiasco with the MG82 really swayed me over to the LMGs. So I really wanted to see what's on offer in the LMG class, and if there's a weapon that can possibly stand up to the MG82 before it was nerfed, or if there's actually a meta option available in that class. And guys, I found it. Behold, the Stoner 63. I've been playing around with it for the past few days and I'm just blown away. This weapon can easily stand up to any AR in the game, and as you guys will see soon in the class setup, if you build it the correct way, it's definitely up there with the best in Warzone. Just before we jump into the technical stuff in the class setup, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you're subscribed, leave a like, it really helps me out, and let's go. So looking at the base stats first, with a head damage of 51, chest damage of 37, stomach and extremities damage of 34, it's up there with the best in Warzone when it comes to damage per bullet. Pair that with a fire rate of 719 rounds per minute and a first damage drop off at 40 meters, you'll be doing consistent damage at extreme ranges with this weapon. And with the class setup we're about to check out, you can extend that damage range even further. And that can actually make this weapon feel a little bit overpowered when engaging enemies at extreme ranges. Last thing I want to mention is the bullet velocity of 600 meters per second, which is not the fastest, but we can definitely improve it with the correct attachments. And speaking of attachments, let's get into the class setup I used. So, agency suppressor, definitely a must. Keep you off the minimap, also increases your bullet velocity, which is necessary with this weapon. Moving on to the barrel, 20.7 inch match grade barrel, improves our bullet velocity even further, also helps us with effective damage range and some recoil control. The Stoner overall doesn't have that much recoil, but that's just really an added bonus. If you're not planning on engaging enemies at extreme ranges, you can stick with the Hawks more, but I just love using the Axial Arms 3X, especially with that long distance gunfights. And when it comes to the mag, I went for the fast mag. The Stoner has a slow reload time, so this definitely just helps us out. And last, field agent foregrip, just to further assist us in leveling out the vertical and horizontal recoil. So with this class setup, we're getting a 29% boost in effective damage range on this weapon, pushing the range all the way up to 51 meters. And it also increases our bullet velocity to 937 meters per second, which is really competitive. So with all of the technical stuff out of the way, let's jump into this gameplay. So I managed to pull off a 12 kill victory using the Stoner and Reaper 5. And the Stoner definitely came to his own close to the end game, with that extra damage range really showing its effectiveness. And that's why I also said that this weapon, I think in the normal Warzone mode, is just going to be dominating. You will be able to down people at extreme ranges before they even know what happened. So back to the gameplay at hand, we decided to land at prison block. Got a kill nice and early. Tried to defend my teammate over there, but I eventually sorted the guy out. So while I was trying to pick up some more weapons, I ran past the first Stoner. I was like tempted to pick it up, but I was like, no, that's fine. We'll get a loadout, I'll get it. But then the next weapon I also see on the ground is another Stoner 63. So it must just be a sign from the universe. I couldn't resist. I had to take it. I was anyway busy doing a video on the Stoner 63, so if I can get some kills with the grounded one, why not? It can maybe serve as a nice comparison of how it is standard versus fully kitted. And like you guys can see, even standard, it's vicious. Close range also. So now there's still people downstairs. I just finished the guy. Wanted to throw the Semtex. Should have maybe just shot them. And then this guy played very well. Kudos to him. I mean, he blinded us all and managed to finish us. And that's maybe something that Raven must actually look at. It's when it comes to the melee damage, because I found myself in a lot of situations when the match just starts. We land on the roof, I pick up a weapon before the enemy player, turn around, shoot him in the chest, and he just runs up and melees me. So I definitely think that's an area where we can maybe see some balances taking place. So in all that commotion, one of our teammates actually saved up enough cash to buy a loadout, so I got my Stoner nice and early. I paired it up with a PPSH, which I think in the current meta is definitely a viable SMG, and I just love the skin. It looks amazing. So I managed to finish off that guy and got a team wipe. Saw he was running away from my teammates. I think what would be nice if something that Raymond can implement is maybe if we miss a weapon skin on the battle pass, like the PPSH or the Vara 83, which was in the previous battle pass, they must actually give an option to buy that weapon in the store, that skin. Because with the daily life and stuff, I know it can be quite hard to actually get time to sit down and play games. So for us normal players, it will really be beneficial. Okay, so I saw the second loadout coming in. Just wanted to get Ghost, get off the mini-map. Just makes life a lot easier. Tried to call in a cluster strike at the guy at the bottom. But yeah, I glitched out and didn't really work out the way I wanted it to work out. Saw a guy there on the right. Managed to finish him off with the stoner. Saw my teammates were busy fighting some people over here. I got totally beamed from the left hand side. So I decided to just give up, redeploy, go back for the first loadout, the one we bought, which was still available. Got my stoner back. I saw a guy there on the roof. Should have maybe just shot him a little bit better. I think I only needed like one extra bullet. So it's close to the end game now. I'm still trying to get to my Ghost loadout. But we bought the UAV and I saw there's a lot of people, a lot of action going on over here. And this is where the stoner really came into its own. So a guy coming up the stairs over there. That was my teammate. Didn't have time to go and raise him. I saw he had self-raise, so hopefully he also has gas mask. So I saw there's a guy in a chopper terrorizing people down there. Managed to down that guy. So a guy also there in the doorway. And this weapon kills so fast. So quickly, I mean that guy didn't have time to even respond. I picked up the C4 just in case. Because if that guy with a chopper is still gonna be here till the end circle, just wanted a way to counter him. So a man in chopper eventually jumped out. Big mistake, man. Got beamed up by his teammate. That was some good shooting, nice reactions. But that also gave my teammates time to finish them off. Let's go for some armor. I didn't see this armor right in front of me. At least my teammate marked it for me. Thanks, man. So guiding next to the wall. Taunt each other at the same time. How often do you see that happening in Call of Duty? But that's bullet velocity in the works for you. Move up. I tried to mark him for my teammate, just so you can finish him off.
Fine, I got you.
So that leaves us with 1v3. Decided to pull out my heartbeat sensor just to get an idea of where this guy can be. Found him chilling here just right next to the crate. And that's it, another win in the bag. So that was really a fun game. I hope it gives you guys an idea of what the stoner is capable of. If you compare it up with a viable SMG, it's definitely one of the best loadouts in the game. But like I said in the beginning of the video, do yourself a favor, go also test it out in a normal battle royale mode. With that extra damage range, it's really a killer sniper support weapon. If you made it this far, and you enjoyed the video, please double check, make sure you subscribe, leave that like, remember stay safe, stay gaming. I'll check you guys in the next one.